Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Spooky Gals, the podcast where we explore all sorts of real-life paranormal and creepy occurrences, from ghost sightings and hauntings to reported alien and cryptid encounters, myths, folklore, legends and more. Every week we'll cover a different true spooky story. We're your hosts. I'm Katrina.
And I am Jasmine. Good morning, Catty.
Good morning.
Thank you for waking up at the butthole of Satan hour to record this.
It's no problem. Sorry, we're a little bit late.
Yes, you can blame me entirely. I've had a ridiculous week.
Oh.
I don't know why everything is kind of culminating this week. I swear this always happens every year. November is always my most jam-packed week, socially. Mm-hmm. Everyone leaves the country in November. Everyone has a birthday in November. It's just a big old thing.
Yeah.
So,
and Katrina gets left at the wayside.
No! Hey!
No, I don't. I love you,
I
Jasmine.
love you. I'm sorry. It's just been I was trying to do it at our normal time
You're
tonight,
a very
and then I realized,
busy gal.
Trust me, it's from absolutely no one to being busy. And I think Hong Kong, we've finally experienced what is for us, I guess, our fourth wave.
Oh Jesus!
Is now starting. Although remember, when I say wave, I mean we had 23 cases today, so which is a lot for this little island, you know.
I do think that we're still in thousands. Yeah,
I think most countries, they say oh, we're in the second wave. Your first wave never really ended.
No.
So I don't really know.
No.
I don't really know. We're literally at 0 cases for a month and a half. Mm. And then suddenly I think some cab drivers in Kowloon have it, and some random people from an airplane from China have it. So thanks, guys. Thanks a bunch. Go fuck yourselves. Stay safe. I'm not angry at all, as you can tell. I'm just mad because all of the kindergartens are now they all get to stay home and stuff, and I don't, so I'm annoyed.
You poor thing.
I don't want to go to work. How about you? How's it been in lockdown?
Good. It's not made super much of a difference because I don't really. I've not been going out to any bars or restaurants or anything.
Good girl. Are you still at work now, or is it?
No, my work's now closed.
Okay.
Or that, I don't have to do anything because they're not furloughing us this time. I'm still getting paid, okay. But
that's good.
I can't work from home with my job.
Yeah, I get you.
But
are they still wait? So that's good. So you're basically being on paid leave.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm sure I'm supposed to. Or expected to do some sort of e-learning courses and shit like that, but yeah.
I was meant to do that too, and guess what? I didn't do it, and they never found out. I realized, so I had to do the one task my boss gave us to do was some kind of weird sort of some kind of certificate in something to do with finance software that we use at work, and I realized very quickly that if you just go to the transcript page, you can just click mark as completed. So as far as he's aware, I did that shit in 4 days when everyone else took 2 months. So let's hope there's no test, because I will not pass.
Okay, so before we begin, I'd just like to thank our newest patrons. Thank you so much for your support and generosity, Johnny Parker, Maria Rutledge, Yvette Del Toro, and Elise Stawarski. We can't even fully express how much that means to us and just how much we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so
Catty actually has not let me open the document yet for this week because she's very excited.
I'm very excited.
She says it is especially spooky at the end.
At the end, yes.
I'm very looking forward.
I'm very excited about this. So this is a place where I have been. It was probably my favourite holiday. No, that sounds bad because it was 20 years ago. That makes it sound like I've not enjoyed any holiday since. But it was incredibly special. But I did not go to this place. I was too young. But I would like to go one day.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Is it going to be about something like? Wait. So describe it again. Let me guess.
Let you guess.
Will I know what it is? Is
Yes.
it like a popular place?
You will have heard of it. Well, I don't. There's been a Ghost Ventures episode. Yes.
Okay.
It is in. Shall I give you the city?
Yes.
Paris.
Is it the Catacombs?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. You guessed that
Awesome.
way too easily.
Yeah, because I think there's only one really spooky part of Paris. Aside from the pickpockets in Paris, I think the Catacombs is like the most well-known, one of the most well-known spooky sites.
Yes, it is.
In the planet, isn't it?
Yes, so this week I'm doing the Catacombs of Paris.
Woohoo! I'm excited.
So my sources for this are Wikipedia, theculturetrip.com, thejournal.ie, theghostinmymachine.com, amyscrypt.com, and catacombs.paris.fr. So the Catacombs of Paris are underground ossuaries, which are like just... I tried to get an actual definition of this, but it's really difficult. It's basically just somewhere where you store human remains, but frequently it's in like small containers, like little boxes.
So just like a storage garage?
Well, it's normally in cases like this where it's like a crypt. But they're just like stacked, like little boxes stacked on top of each other. Anyway, the catacombs are underground ossuaries beneath the streets of southern Paris, France, which house the remains of more than 6 million people. The catacombs consist of an estimated 300 kilometres, 186 miles, of tunnels and pathways, which were formerly used as mines and ancient stone quarries, of which 11,000 square metres, nearly 3 acres, are packed tightly with human bones.
Yucky.
They were created in the late 18th century as part of an effort to tackle the major public health problems caused by the city's overflowing cemeteries. Preparation for the site and organisation of the bone transfers were entrusted to Charles Axel Guillemont, and from 1786 onwards, nightly processions of covered wagons transferred remains from most of Paris's cemeteries to the mine shaft opening near the Rue de la Tomissoire, so that they could be entombed in the catacombs. It is estimated that over 2 million bodies came from the Saint-Innocent cemetery alone, which was the largest cemetery in Paris and had a number of mass graves. And as a little fun fact here, many bodies had incompletely decomposed and had been reduced to large deposits of fat, aka corpse wax, which was collected and turned into soap and candles during the exhumations.
Oh! I want it, but I don't. I'm so grossed out that I want it. So disgusting.
Yes.
I do really want it though. It reminds me of like a really fucked up version of Fight Club. There's one scene where like they break into a liposuction factory to steal bags of fat. And then they basically render the fat to make soap, and then they sell the soap as like designer soap back to the people who donated, not donated their fat, back to the people who like had their fat sucked out in these abortion clinic. Oh my
Jesus.
God, my brain. In the liposuction clinics. So yeah, this is like, I mean, and that was pretty fucked up in itself, selling their fat back to them.
Yeah.
This is like,
I think this is worse. This is
selling your dead best friend.
Yeah, this is on another level.
Yeah.
Just the fact that someone like harvested it.
Yeah.
And
It's
was
not
like,
grave robbing. Because
well,
grave robbing was like a big, like theological and like social no-no.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but like in this case, it's like sanctioned by the city. Like,
But see, I
it's
don't
the
get,
city
because
doing it.
weren't the French always fairly religious? And if so, how can they have such extreme rules for like exhumation of bodies? No, but yeah, it says they were exhumed. So maybe it was like legal. They were legally dug up
Yeah, yeah.
to make legally dug up to make soap.
Well, not to make soap, but so they could be moved to the catacombs.
Oh God. Okay, that's still fucked up though.
Yeah.
Like I swear the whole of Frankenstein was taboo because it was like, oh, he's stealing dead bodies from the grave, and in this they're like, oh fuck it, give me some soap. The difference between the French and England.
So, the site was consecrated as the Paris Municipal Ossuary on April 7th, 1786, and from that time forward took on the mythical name of the Catacombs, named after the Roman catacombs, which had fascinated the public since their discovery. In their first few years, the catacombs were a disorganised bone repository, merely a place to store bodies so that they did not affect the city's sanitation. This changed when Louis-Étienne Héricard de Thury, director of the Paris Mine Inspection Service, had renovations done that transformed the caverns into a visitable mausoleum. In addition to directing the stacks of skulls and femurs into the ornate patterns seen in the walls of the catacombs today, he used cemetery decorations to complement the bones and incorporated them into his designs.
Wait a second. So this Louis Etienne, he was just a massive goth.
Yes.
He was like, you know what would make a great picture? Bones. You know what I can decorate it with? Corpse shit. Okay, graveyard merch. Jesus Christ, this guy was the OG goth.
He added a number of archways, stone tablets and plaques, with inscriptions ranging from ominous safety warnings to descriptions and other comments about the ossuary, and religious and poetic texts. He also created a room dedicated to the various minerals found in the mines, and another to the display of skeletons with deformities and bone abnormalities, which were found during the catacombs renovation. The Paris catacombs were opened to the public in 1809, and visitors were encouraged towards introspection and meditation on death and their own mortality.
So basically just another Friday night.
Yep.
I think introspection on death and mortality is pretty much like the encapsulation of the Jewish faith right there.
Yes, it is.
So, been there, done that, bitches.
Every single holiday is they tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat.
Let's eat and drink until we throw up.
With the vast amount of human remains present in the catacombs, bodies which have been disturbed numerous times, broken apart and used as decorations, it is no surprise that they still inspire fear and fascination in the form of numerous ghost stories, dark rumours and urban legends. Explorers known as cataphiles break into the off-limits sections of the vast network of tunnels, facing a variety of dangers in the dark, cold, flooded and unmapped maze-like tunnels, despite this being illegal since 1955, sometimes even holding secret parties or movie screenings. How cool would that be?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you could have like a really, really nice Halloween party there. It's creepy as fuck.
However, there are rumours of much more sinister illicit activity occurring in the catacombs, as many have claimed that black masses and dark ceremonies, including human sacrifice and rituals performed on dead bodies, have taken place in the tunnels. There is also a legend that the gates of hell can be found in the catacombs, and anyone who becomes lost may be unlucky enough to stumble upon them. As you would expect, there have been many reports of ghostly activity, believed to be caused by disturbed, trapped spirits whose bodies were moved from their original burial places to the catacombs. This includes the sound of ghostly disembodied voices, whispers and moans echoing through the long, dark, claustrophobic tunnels. With the majority of the tunnels still unmapped, dark and disorientating, there is a real danger that unprepared or inexperienced explorers may become lost in the catacombs, never to be seen again. As recently as 2017, 2 teenagers became lost and were missing for 3 days before they were thankfully found by the Paris Fire Service with the help of tracker dogs. The most notable confirmed death to have occurred in the catacombs was that of Philibert Asper, who had been a doorkeeper at the Val-de-Grâce Hospital during the French Revolution and entered the catacombs in November 1793 via a staircase located in the hospital courtyard. His exact reason for this is not known, but it is thought that he was motivated by a rumour that there was a secret stash of liquor under a nearby convent. His body wasn't discovered until 1804, 11 years later, apparently only a few steps from the exit, and with a liquor bottle in hand, and he was buried where he was found, his tombstone residing in a restricted part of the catacombs under the Rue Henri Barbusse next to the Boulevard Saint-Michel. Asper's spirit is said to protect visitors who enter the catacombs, helping to guide lost souls out of the dark, claustrophobic tunnels, sparing them from the same fate as him. He also becomes more active every year around the anniversary of his death, blowing out candles and whispering into the ears of tourists.
Well, would you know? Well, I do the exact same thing on my birthday. Walk around, get me a shot, tequila, tequila.
So, perhaps the most terrifying event relating to the catacombs of Paris in recent years was the alleged discovery of a video camera in the early 2000s by a cataphile exploring the tunnels. The recovered footage it contained was so disturbing that it became the subject of a documentary by Francis Friedland, who was allegedly given the camera by the explorer who found it, and the video quickly became viral all over the internet. While many people claim that the footage must be a hoax, and the legitimacy of finding a camera with a tape from the 90s that hadn't been completely destroyed by water damage may be a bit dubious, the tape truly is horrifying. The footage shows a man wandering through the tunnels deep in the catacombs, filming rooms containing piles of human bones, and at one point even picking up part of a human skull to show to the camera. He seems to be following arrows drawn on the floor and the walls, and while he is initially quite relaxed, after about 40 minutes he suddenly starts walking faster and faster, and his breathing gets heavier. Then he starts running, as if he's scared of something behind him, only stopping a few times in order to decide which way to go, travelling deeper and deeper into the catacombs. Suddenly, the man drops the camera, but he doesn't stop to pick it up. Instead, he just keeps running, and you catch a quick glimpse of his shoes before he disappears into the pitch-black darkness of the tunnel ahead. The camera keeps recording on the ground until the tape runs out, but shows nothing more. It has been speculated that the man simply became more and more panicked after getting lost, or that he may have been hallucinating due to the darkness and sensory deprivation, or maybe because of some sort of natural gas down there. There are others, however, who are convinced that something was chasing him, possibly the spirit of one of the millions of people who are entombed within the catacombs. The identity of the man remains unknown, and although it is possible that he managed to escape the catacombs, the total darkness of the tunnels and the man's disorientation and panic make it unlikely, in my opinion. While no body has ever been found by any cataphile brave enough to attempt to retrace the man's steps, there are still countless tunnels that haven't been explored, and some which may have collapsed since the footage was filmed. For some of the more superstitious viewers, the lack of a body has also led them to believe that the man in the video may have been unfortunate enough to stumble upon the legendary gates of hell, and was dragged away by something demonic deep into the bowels of the earth. Whether or not you believe that there is something sinister or paranormal down in the catacombs, the prospect of getting lost in 186 miles of pitch black, twisting, labyrinth-like tunnels, unable to find the way out, still makes the catacombs of Paris one of the most terrifying places imaginable.
Oh God, I love these stories. It reminds me of like that bit about like sensory deprivation and hallucinations. I remember like I think I mentioned it way back in like the first episode, but that game Amnesia has that exact same sort of like atmospheric feel. And like the more like the less time you spend in the light, the more like the visuals get all impaired and stuff. But yeah, it also does sound a lot like do you remember when like the Blair Witch Project came out and it was sold and billed as being like a real found footage film? So it's got an element of that too.
It does. It's so scary though. Do you remember it?
I remember the video, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching the video. Do you believe it?
I don't know. I'm very skeptical about everything. Just in general.
We have a skeptic in our midst, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no.
I mean, I think to me the scariest thing really is getting lost down there. Like ghosts aside, either way you're fucked. Like whether it's a ghost down there with you or you're all by yourself. I think I'd rather have a ghost.
Yeah.
At least I wouldn't be by myself.
I mean, with this footage, the thing that makes me think that maybe it isn't fake is just that it's apparently so long. Because like a tape, how long does a tape film for? I can't remember. Probably like a couple of hours. It's more than. It's got to be more than an hour.
Like, it's the old camcorder tapes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there were a couple of hours at least.
Yeah, a couple of hours. So it's not until like 40 minutes in that he starts like freaking out.
And so quick. Like he'd have to be pretty fucking patient.
Yeah.
Or a very good actor.
And it's like it's only his footsteps. And then the tape runs out, and he's already gone. So he must have been alone.
It's honestly either the most committed found footage film ever made, eat your heart out, Blair Witch, or it is it's real. I mean, those are really the only two options. That's scary. I've always hated labyrinths. Like, honestly, I can't stand them.
Crying hard as babe could cry.
Follow our Patreon for more excellent singing from Katrina and Jasmine. But yeah, I mean, like, I just hate, like, I went to a labyrinth in, I think it was Hampton Court Palace in London, and it was cool, but I literally went in and out again. I was like, fuck this. I refuse to get stuck in a bunch of hedges. Like, I've seen Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, whatever it is. No, the
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of shit. That's the one, Goblet of Fire. I've seen it. I know what happens. I know that they eat you. I know it. I'm not going. I'm not doing it. Okay? Henry VIII won't get me. Not on my watch.
No.
Not on my watch. Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you. I did really enjoy it.
Thank you, everybody. Me too. That was a good one.
Any last words?
Don't go exploring tunnels by yourself.
Yeah, don't do that.
Even though I think it's cool. I've always wanted to do like the urbex thing. Like people break into like close down old buildings and abandoned hospitals and stuff and take pictures. But it is like very much illegal.
Yes.
But there's like a thriving urbex scene in Hong Kong, but like Hong Kong's not really the place to be pushing buttons these days.
No.
Thank you, China. I love you, China. I love you, China.
Okay, so thank you so much for listening, and we hope to have you back for next week's episode. If you want to get in touch for any reason, just to say hello or to send us a story of your own true paranormal or spooky experience, please email us at spookygirlspodcast@gmail.com And also make sure to like and follow our Spooky Gals Facebook page, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check us out on Twitter at SpookyGalsPod and on Instagram at SpookyGalsPodcast. If you want to support us further, then you can become a patron by going to patreon.com/SpookyGals. And from as little as $2 a month, you gain access to bonus episodes and other awesome content that we have planned for the future. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all next time. Stay spooky. Goodbye.
Bye bye.